Center this week due to issues with their HVAC system. Right here, they say the breaker tripped and had to be reset 4 times in just 5 hours. Now, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Good to have you with us. I'm Rod Fowler. Keep in mind, 20+ staff members were spending hours moving cats, dogs, and what they say are critters from place to place in these crates. Both yesterday and this afternoon, they were doing this. Channel 8's Emma Norwood spoke with them about the decision and how they kept everyone safe.
The dangerous heat forcing a change of scenery for the animals at the Pylock Adoption Center in South Lincoln.
There's 2 different HVAC systems that serve this building, and the unit that serves all the animal housing areas was having issues keeping up with those temperatures.
The system's tripping the breaker multiple times, creating unstable temperatures inside. The nonprofit acting quickly, moving 44 cats, 6 critters, and 25 dogs. The whole operation taking 3 hours.
The response was overwhelming. Had way more staff that were ready and willing to come in than we actually needed, but still had 20+ staff members that came in. We had a team that went down to our admissions and assessment center to get spaces set up for the dogs, and had the rest of the team over here at the adoption center.
Cats filling the multi-purpose room at the adoption center where the other HVAC system was running smoothly. The team's biggest priority, keeping all of the animals safe and comfortable.
In the shelter environment, it's a stressful environment for pets, no matter what. I mean, there's a lot of animals, lots of smells, lots of different noises, and so another thing that can increase stress is temperatures that fluctuate, and obviously hotter temperatures. Us as humans, we get a little grumpy, maybe a little stressed when it's very hot and humid outside, and so wanted to make sure that the animals could stay in cool conditions.
Now, electricians are working to upgrade the systems to resolve the issue, and all of the animals are returning to their shelter spot, awaiting their forever home.
The plan is to open back up to the public tomorrow at 11:30, and hopefully some of these pets can get into homes.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
And with the heat we've been having, great thing to protect those animals. Let's get a look at your first forecast. Let's take a live look around southeast Nebraska from our network of cameras. Not as hot today, of course. Some of you got lucky last night and early this morning receiving some much needed rain, but many other areas, they got nothing. Let's talk to Rusty to learn more about that noisy late night storm. Rusty.
So, hands up in the studio. Were you woken up by the storms last night? You were.
I was still up.
You were still up. He's a night owl. That storm blew through Lincoln around 3 o'clock this morning, 3:30, and it was packing a punch. A lot of rain. And this says 1.46 in the capital city, but in eastern Lincoln, where I live, southeast Lincoln, near, say, 70th and A, that area, 2.5 inches. So 1 inch varied from one side of Lincoln to the other. But look at York and Aurora, next to nothing, but just south of there, 2 inches of rain between York and Hebron, and 2 inches of rain in Broken Bow. So there were some areas that saw a ton of rain and some areas that saw next to nothing. Now, storm reports weren't a whole lot of them, but quite a bit of tree damage in and around Lincoln, and then over towards Raymond, and some bigger trees come down in many spots. Now, we're not done with the rain yet either. There's some in western Nebraska right now in the Panhandle, and some isolated storms. This one trying to hang on over by Kearney, or excuse me, from Kearney to Lexington, between Elm Creek and Armada. So just keeping an eye on that one as it does its thing. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Camp. It's warm out there, 93 degrees, feels like 102 with those temperatures in the 90s. These temperatures will start to cool off, though, as we head through the rest of the week. That forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Breaking now, American Airlines flights are being held. We're taking a live look at the FlightAware map of all the American Airlines flights. Their planes not in the air are being held for a nationwide ground stop because of an IT outage. We're learning this just now through an FAA advisory. We'll keep you posted if the problem persists. Right now, the Seward County Sheriff's Office believes a jump in crashes is no coincidence, and they're calling on drivers to try and do their part. Tonight, Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson is talking to a captain with the Sheriff's Office about what they're noticing. Mackenzie?
Well, Well, many of us know this construction has been on Interstate 80 for a while now. I took this video back in February of 2025, and you can tell just how many vehicles really go through that area. But even though the speed limit drops down to 55, the Seward Sheriff's Office says speeding is a real problem. Take a look. Deputies have been called out to 3 separate crashes on I-80 just in the past week in that construction zone. The most recent one happening this morning. Captain Bradley Melby tells me they've seen an uptick in crashes there, and they believe it's partially because people aren't slowing down like they should.
I think it's just the interstate itself. The speed is at 75 for most of your trip. You really don't have any slowdown, so people get used to driving that 75 or above. And then when they do come into a construction zone, they tend not to slow down. They just tend to keep the cruise control on or just keep their speed right where it's at.
The Sheriff's Department is putting out a message to drivers now, hoping if they can appeal to people on the road, the crashes will start to slow down. Here's what they're posting today, saying, quote, construction on I-80 will be ongoing for years to come, and next it will be fully in our county. Now, I'm heading out there soon, and I'll be putting a camera up on our dash to see just how fast people are really going. You can watch that tonight at 10 o'clock. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Mackenzie. Breaking now, Crete is mourning the loss of their police chief, Gary Young. He served the Crete Police Department for 41 years and was appointed as chief in 2022. The city says he was dedicated to the safety of the community, and his commitment will not be forgotten. Governor Pillen releasing this statement about Chief Young. He says he was an outstanding public servant, and his involvement extended beyond just law enforcement. He's also saying flags are going to be lowered on the day of Chief Young's burial. The Lincoln Stars are sharing their sympathies, as well as Chief Young also served as part of their game day security team. They say his kindness and character left a lasting impression on their players, staff, and fans. Well, don't go anywhere. We have more heading your way after the break, including running mate announcement. Lynn Walls announcing who will be running alongside her for her shot at the Nebraska governor spot. What current Governor Jim Pillen has to say about him. Stay with us. We're back in 1 minute. Is hosting this protest outside the event at Nebraska Wesleyan. They're sharing this pamphlet to show everything they want to bring to Representative Flood's attention. They're asking anyone with frustrations towards economic issues to join, along with health insurance premiums, tariffs, and the war in Iran. And if you scan the QR code on your screen, you can download the Now Local News app. There will be videos of the protest along with scenes from the town hall when it kicks off in just a little bit tonight. We'll be keeping you up to date on the app and on air as we learn what exactly is talked about in tonight's town hall. New developments in the race for the governor of Nebraska. The Democratic challenger of Governor Jim Pillen, Lynn Walls, is announcing her running mate. She's selecting Ben Steffen, who is a farmer and ag leader from Humboldt. He has served as a chair on the Richardson County Planning Commission, as well as their water board. He's been on that, and their school board. Waltz says he's compassionate and understands the challenges and tough decisions that need to be made. Governor Jim Pillen responding to the announcement today. He says this pick solidifies Walz's liberal record on hiking property taxes and giving taxpayer subsidies to big tech data centers.
We have some storms out there right now that are getting a little strong in some parts. We'll take a look at that and the rainfall totals when we come back.
And breaking now, we are learning more about a shooting that happened outside the Shields in South Lincoln. This information given to us late this afternoon from Lincoln Police. Now, these videos sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalists Melanie and Bryce. The call came in around 1 p.m. As of now, it's an accidental shooting, with police saying a 21-year-old man shot himself in the leg with a 9mm pistol that he had purchased earlier that day. A tourniquet was applied and CPR was performed on the scene. They say he's in critical but stable condition and is undergoing surgery. Also, Lincoln Police arresting these two men accused of illegally manufacturing steroids and distributing them through the mail. They are Matthew Skibicki and Anthony Rimmer. Police say the arrest happened on 8th Street between R and S when the two men met for an exchange. Authorities later searching their home, saying they found hundreds of pounds of tools used for making controlled substances. Right now, people are dealing with the damage of last night's storms here in Lincoln. Morrill Hall is closed today because of some of the water damage they had from our storms. Our Skylar Sears has the story after speaking with the people there about how bad the damage really is.
Morrill Hall staff arrived this morning to find standing water covering parts of the first floor after heavy storms moved through the area last night.
The water, we believe, came in under the staircase, kind of the main staircase at the front. It was just such heavy rain. And Morrill Hall, we're a 100-year-old building. You know, we turn 100 next year, so she's not young.
Caroline Clements is the public relations and membership manager for Morrill Hall.
Right now, a lot of the work is getting some of that water out, drying things down, and then seeing what kind of next steps are going to need to be as far as repair or replacement of any of that carpet and flooring.
The flooding is forcing the museum to close its doors today, turning away families who are hoping to visit. Clements says crews from Paul Davis Restoration, the UNL facilities team, and museum staff are working together to dry the building and assess the damage. Right now, they believe it's limited to first floor carpet and flooring.
We obviously love getting to see the families come and enjoy science. That's also in part why our team is working so hard right now to try and get it reopened as quickly as we can.
Reporting in Lincoln, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
And officials from Morrill Hall got a hold of us just a little bit ago. They say they're going to be able to reopen their second, third, and fourth floors tomorrow, but their first floor will remain closed for the time being.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
One more quick look at the rainfall totals from last night into early this morning. Anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in central Nebraska. Thetford had about a ½ an inch. Broken Bow at just over 2 inches. But notice you don't have to go far before the zeros start showing up. These were very isolated storms, and that includes along and just south of Interstate 80. Look at this. Barely anything in York and Aurora, Grand Island, Kearney, Columbus, Wahoo, but you go just south of I-80 and you're looking at 2 or 3 inches. In fact, this 1.46 at the airport, I live in southeast Lincoln right here, and I got 2.5 inches, and I've heard several reports of areas in eastern Lincoln especially that has seen anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rainfall. So very spotty, very heavy rainfall, but not for everybody. 94 degrees, 94 for a high today in the capital city. So it was still a warm one, kind of a transition day. Really hot the last couple of days, hot today. We start to get better as we head through the next several days. 21st and L Street, Allocam, just a mixture of clouds and sun and heat. It's still 93 in Lincoln, 92 in Beatrice, 89 in Grand Island. You can tell where the thunderstorms are at in parts of western Nebraska. Much cooler out that way, but look at that, got a hot spot right here, just in and around the Lincoln area with temperatures in the middle 90s, 95 though still in Omaha, 80s though in Grand Island, Aurora, 87 in Hastings and Kearney. But this, I mean, we need to get rid of this. Once the dew point gets back into the 60s, it'll feel way better. Until then, this is what we get because of it. Heat indices well into the 100s. A lot better than it was yesterday, but still, it's still a toasty one out there. The wind speed, not much. It's less than 10 miles per hour. Storms, spotty storms, and there's this wave over here that's severe. This is parts of Garden County and then just a little bit further south towards Dual County. Those severe storms will continue to press southeast, but isolated storms in front of it. Notice this is not moving anywhere. It's just sitting there and has been for the last hour between Elm Creek and Lexington, just north of Interstate 80. So if you were driving along I-80 here and you just look over, that'd be a great show. I bet it just looks really cool. Spotty storms here between Plainview and Neely, just south of Chambers, northwest of Bartlett. So isolated storms continue. It's kind of what happened yesterday. So are we going to see a repeat of what happened last night in the capital city? Well, let's take a look at what Stormcast has to say. Line of storms down here, strong storms off to the west. Look at that, 3 a.m. does it again, just southwest of the capital city. So we might see another storm early tomorrow morning, and then everything kind of fizzles but goes to the south a little bit by 6 a.m. And then we wait. As we head through most of Wednesday, a spot shower here and there Wednesday evening, another spot storm there late Wednesday evening into the overnight hours into Thursday, then a line of storms forms here Thursday morning. There's a lot going on over the next couple of days, but I think this will probably be, if we have a severe weather chance for central and eastern Nebraska, it's with this whole line. Some models saying a little further east, this model saying a little further west through Thursday. This is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So anywhere in this area could see some strong to severe storms. So because of that, the Storm Prediction Center, who usually errs on the side of caution, making just about the entire state a level 1 marginal risk for that storm threat. This may get ticked up a little bit to the slight risk, especially for where those storm potentials are a little bit higher. So we'll keep an eye on that. Low temperatures tonight near 70, highs tomorrow upper 80s to around 90. And those upper 80s and lower 90s continue. Storm chance, I think, is best on Thursday, but a chance Wednesday and a chance Friday. First day of August, we dry out. Look at all of those temperatures in the 90s next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Don't go anywhere. I have the honor once again of taking you into the sports zone. After the break, the Big Ten Media Days bringing some potential changes to the conference championship format for football. What's up with that? That and more after the break.
Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing. Here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
In the Sports Zone tonight, from the Big Ten Commissioner talking on playoff expansion to freshman standout Keone Williams looking ahead to hopefully an exciting season of Husker volleyball. First up, though, it is Big Ten Media Days for football out in Chicago. Commissioner Tony Petitti touched on several of college football's biggest issues, but the headline: the Big Ten is willing to give up its conference championship game if it means expanding the college football playoff to 24 teams. And Petitti says,
powerful to win a Big Ten championship, and teams play hard. They want to win that game. But you're talking about a pretty tough journey to go all the way through, and where you're playing next, and what happens if a team loses that game, they don't get a bye, and they have to go play relatively quickly. We think overall that if we can expand the playoff and have the access we need, we'd be willing to make that trade. As great as our championship game is, it's been wildly successful. We've had incredible games the last couple of seasons, and but I still think we're willing to do that because we believe that access is still the most important thing.
Imagine that, a college football playoff game right here at Memorial Stadium. It'd be a real possibility for more programs under an expanded format. The commissioner also pushed back on recent talk of the SEC breaking away from the NCAA, saying college athletics is better served when the major conferences work together.
And that's all about staying together. Like, getting this bill right is all about staying together in the system we have. I think the second path is going to be, if we can't get the bill, can we come up with a system that improves CSE? And I think all that work is also going to be doing it together. Look, if those things don't happen, I think every league is going to be in the position to say, what are we going to do that's better than what we have now? And do we have to do it ourselves? And again, I think, like, breakaway is just it's a word that creates a lot of emotion.
Petiti also discussed federal NIL legislation and sports gambling as Big Ten football media days continue this week in Chicago. Nebraska softball star Jordy Fromm speaking at the Collegiate Women's Sports Awards show today. She was nominated for the Athlete of the Year award. The winner of that award ended up being UCLA's Lauren Betts. And even though Fromm did not win the award, she still gave a speech full of gratitude. She reflects on what it meant to her to come back to Nebraska to play college softball.
I think it just changed the trajectory of my entire life. On the field, obviously I got to wear the home state jersey and play alongside my best friends, and that was always the dream. And to get to finish at the World Series was incredible. And then the way that it has just changed my life, I played my entire 5th year married, now expecting our first kid, got to finish the end of the season pregnant.
And she adds she's thanking God for all the good days and the bad days with Nebraska, and that she wouldn't change a thing. Let's switch things over to Husker volleyball now. While incoming freshman middle blocker Keani Williams hasn't played a regular season match yet, she says her first few months at Lincoln have already felt like a dream. The highly touted freshman appeared on a podcast saying she's still getting used to calling herself a Husker after growing up watching the program from afar. Williams says her first spring helped her learn the team's culture, build chemistry with her new teammates, and prepare for her first season in red. All right, that's a look at your sports. Now let's take a look at weather and get the latest from Rusty and what's going on out west there, Rusty.
Some thunderstorms, much needed rain in many spots, especially parts of the Panhandle where they are the super driest. They have the excessive heat, excessive droughts in place. So any kind of rain they can get out west is beneficial. And then one really strong storm here. Well, it's not really strong. It's a heavy rain. And look at that. It's almost backtracking a little bit north of Lexington now, headed towards Gothenburg. So this thing's been sitting there for the last hour and a half. Carney's probably sitting there going, is this coming our way or what's going on here? But no, it's just sitting there. In fact, it is trying to spread a little further north. Temperatures right now are in the 80s and 90s, still 93 in Lincoln. That heat index still pretty high in the lower 100s for just about everybody in eastern Nebraska. Tonight will drop to around 70. High temperatures tomorrow, once again, very close to 90, which is normal for this time of year. The feels like temperature, though, it's still going to be on the warm side.
You bet. All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.